bonus virtue for the month of June. Memo to every corporation. It's that time of year when you change your profile pictures to all colors of the rainbow for the Alphabet Mafia. Be sure to do your annual cash grab to show your virtue, but act fast. This only lasts for 30 days because on July 1st, they'll pretend it never happened at all.
I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be.
Welcome to the show. You're one-on-one with Wes the Sports Guy here on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey, and online all the time at westhesportsguy.com. Make sure you bookmark that site if you want to get all my social media links, the podcast link. Leave a 5-star review if you like what you're listening to on all the various podcast platforms. You can get that link conveniently located for you at westhesportsguy.com. For this week's video, I want to give a little history lesson, but also let you know that there is a distinct possibility that a long-standing record in Major League Baseball could be achieved, not necessarily broken, but it's something that we haven't seen since 1941, and that is somebody actually finishing the Major League Baseball season with a batting average above 400. The last time this happened was in 1941 by the great Ted Williams of the Boston Red Sox, who batted .406 to finish that season. He finished second in the MVP voting to none other than Joe DiMaggio of the New York Yankees, who also in that same season in 1941 had a 56-game hit streak. Now, I am not here to compare long-standing records in Major League Baseball and which ones hold more weight than the others, but suffice it to say, I've always believed that somebody could hit 400 again. Granted, it's been a long time since that happened, just like it's been a long time since anybody came close to getting to DiMaggio's 56-game hit streak, both of those achievements coming in the same season of 1941. But that's not to say that things can't also be repeated. Most recently, Miguel Cabrera of the Detroit Tigers won the American League Triple Crown. That hasn't happened since 1967, but when Cabrera did it, that was back in 2012, and he came close to actually achieving it again in consecutive seasons in 2013. Of course, that person that won the Triple Crown in 1967 was another former Boston Red Sox, and Carl Yastrzemski. But suffice it to say, the one record in Major League Baseball that I believe will never be equaled or surpassed is back-to-back no-hitters in consecutive starts by Johnny Vandermeer in 1938. You have to throw consecutive no-hitters to tie that record, and you have to throw 3 consecutive no-hitters to break said record. But moving on to the achievement of batting 400 in a Major League Baseball season, the reason why I think it is possible that it could happen this year is because of a guy like Luis Arias, second baseman for the Miami Marlins. Previous video, I referred to him as the Latin Tony Gwynn, and the reason why I say he is the Latin Tony Gwynn is not so much because of play style or prowess or anything of that nature. It's mainly because of looking at the comparison of statistics and the fact that Tony Gwynn specifically, at the height of his hitting prowess from the seasons of 1991 to 1999, in 8 out of those 9 seasons, Tony Gwynn did not strike out more than 20 times. Yes, you heard that correct. He did not strike out more than 20 times in 8 of 9 seasons from 91 to 99 for the San Diego Padres. Now, Luis Arias does not have the longevity and that kind of a career prowess that Tony Gwynn obviously had, but judging from the early part of his career right now, Luis Arias is on a very similar trajectory. His stats right now, he's only struck out 15 times so far this season. He has walked 26, and that doesn't mean that he's going to be walking a ton, because his career stats show that he really barely walks 50 times in a full season. Just as with Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn doesn't walk very often either during his career. He also doesn't strike out very much. That's where the similarities are, I think. The main key point with it, though, is that they are constantly making contact. Luis Arias, granted, doesn't walk very much, but he is constantly making contact. And that's where it is eerily similar with what Tony Gwynn did and also with what Ted Williams did in his career. Ted Williams, of course, was on a completely different stratosphere among all-time greats when it came to hitting, as in his 1941 season, just as one example for that year, when he hit .406 for the season, he only struck out 27 times, but also walked 147. That is insane. You do not see these stats ever anymore in Major League Baseball, but there is one guy that is coming pretty damn close to that kind of a stat line, and that is Luis Arias. Now, granted, this day and age with social media, 24/7 coverage, and constant just media storm and the blitz and everything as it gets closer and closer to the end of the season, is it possible that he could crack under that said pressure, and also will teams just refuse to pitch to him, thus not really affecting his batting average, but they don't want to be known for giving up the last hits to a guy that's going to potentially bat 400 for a season. They don't want to be that guy. Lots of different variables, lots of different factors, so many pitchers that he's going to be facing throughout an entire season. The odds are against him. I get it. But I'm encouraged by the fact that we haven't gotten this close to this monumental achievement in Major League Baseball since 1994, when we probably would have seen Tony Gwynn get past that eclipsed mark of 400 for a season had it not been for Major League Baseball's bundling of a stupid strike that ended the 1994 season, thus Tony Gwynn finishing with a season leading average of 394 with a little over a month left in that particular season. But as I said, I believe that record is meant to be achieved once again. I do not believe he's going to surpass Ted Williams of 406, but I certainly believe that the possibility is right there for the taking for a guy like Luis Arias, and the sky's the limit. His career will be taking off from this point on as probably one of the best premier hitters in this current crop of Major League players. Leave a comment below. What do you think is the most unachievable record in Major League Baseball history? Do you think any of the records that I've mentioned today with the 56-game hit streak, the back-to-back no-hitters, or are there other ones that I did not mention that you believe will eventually be broken or actually equaled in Major League Baseball history? Leave a comment below, whether it be on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, or Odyssey. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell below to get notified when all the latest videos are posted on this channel, whether it be at YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, or Odyssey. Bookmark WestonSportsGuy.com for all my social media links, that podcast link. Leave a 5-star review if you like what you're listening to on all the various podcast platforms. Get that link conveniently located at WestonSportsGuy.com. I will see you next time.